Hi, it's Etharal here, and today we are back with our Mount and Blade Warband Warhammer mod, or Warsword Conquest. So obviously we have been playing as Samuel Morsain, as you've just seen there, up to level 20 vampire count. He is currently ruling his own kingdom, although I would use the word kingdom very, very loosely there. It is basically just a castle and a surrounding city, although he is managing to pull in a fair bit of money, as you can see with the weekly budget. Actual cost of wages is pretty expensive, although we are with our actual production in the Sylvania, we are managing to earn a fair bit of money regardless still, and we do actually have a fair bit of money in our pocket as well, so something we are going to look at spending that to be able to improve later on in this episode. Do be sure to keep watching for that one. And so here we are, obviously just training up our actual force ourselves, you know, the force that we keep on ourselves, aiming to try and train it up a little bit. I have moved things along a little bit, and we have actually managed to improve things a fair way, although we did have a couple of setbacks with some major defeats by the Wood Elf King Orion, who I am determined I will get revenge on at some point in the future. I have not forgotten about him, is safe to say. And so here we are just moving against the Kislev people, obviously north of the Empire, who are a bit more of sort of a Norse influence type thing, and they are somebody who we're going to see a couple of times, I believe, in this episode. There are some other things that's going on with them, although this guy seems to be a less than honourable lord or patrol, I believe it. Maybe I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I forgot to check the actual name of the army itself. The reason being is because there are ghosts and ghouls in this force, so that's something that is and a butler there, or is it valet? One of the two, not the ones that I use basically. And so here we are just going to keep everything going with these guys by actually encircling them. We are managing to keep all of, or if not all, most of the actual infantry forces for this guy in focusing on us, and we're just sort of going in, jumping in, hitting a couple of them, doing a bit of damage, killing the odd one, and then coming out, while it is the case that our actual force itself is sort of wrapping up with the cavalry for them, as obviously we don't have any cavalry as of yet. I've decided to go for a purely foot army. We need to basically be able to neutralize their cavalry as quickly as possible, and so removing the focus of any infantry will make that job obviously a lot easier, be able to bog them down and things like that. And so these guys, as you can see, they are getting considerably smaller, and we have them mopped up all of the cavalry, so it is now a case of our guys just need to come in and actually wipe up the last few of these. And you can see there that swarm of green highlighted guys coming over the hill are definitely people that are going to be actually wiping the floor with the Kislev guys and forcing them further back, although hopefully we won't have suffered too many losses in this or anything like that, and we'll be able to upgrade our army as we go. And so you can see these guys, obviously they are worth quite a fair bit of experience there, 230 experience for killing one of the Kislev guys, so they are quite a nice one to be training ourselves on. There we go, we only actually lost 8 people. I don't count the ones as wounded, as they will be coming back, and they lost 38, so safe to say that we managed to take quite a few. And yeah, boy, so it was an actual actual army, so that is somebody there. We managed to take them down, managed to get, as well as you can see here, a couple of actual guys from it as well, so we've got a decent number of people. We're going to just, you know, just take out this one guy for fun basically, more than anything. I think it's safe to say that he doesn't really stand much of a chance. We're going to leave our army back there. We're just going to sort of use them as a compass basically to point us in the direction of where the actual guy is. And so once we've managed to find him, then we will basically cut him down to pieces, although we are going to actually just have a look. As you can see here, the army is quite extensive, and oh, there you go, they've managed to find that guy. We take him down obviously with one swing, doing 75 damage total, more than enough for what we need. And so here we're going to have to try and, oh wait, there were only 14 guys, so we are actually going to, I believe, try and chase them down, although apparently they do manage to pretty clearly here get away, which is a bit of a shame, although we might still be able to catch them, we never know. And so we know they're pulling away, unfortunately. So instead we've turned around and decided to attack High Elf Caravan, who are normally quite a good people to take down. We obviously namely outnumber them 4-1, although the renown is still 7 for this battle, and so we are going to be able to cut them down nice and easy. One of the things I will mention is likely if elves are anything to go by from the actual game, the tabletop game itself, these guys are people that are not going to go without a fight. They will be pretty experienced, so hopefully our numbers should be able to make up for any advantages that they do have. This is one thing when I fought the King Orion for the Wood Elves was a problem I have. I pretty much equaled them or just slightly outnumbered them, but their forces were just that much more experienced than the Vampire Count forces that we didn't actually really stand any chance at the end of the day, which was less than fortunate. So here we are just going to place our archers on the top of this hill, be able to hopefully get them a decent bit of shots off before, before the actual guys do attack, although that doesn't look like something we managed to do. So our infantry here is just going to have to charge in and weigh into these guys as well. We'll see how well the High Elves do. The High Elves do look very nice in this game. They have improved, obviously, a lot of the armors and things like that in the recent update that happened, and so these guys are looking quite nice. I mean, the bog standard guys are looking the exact same as ever, although the actual other guys are looking certainly a lot more interesting. And so that we've managed to wipe the floor with these guys pretty effectively. It doesn't look like the High Elves have any special abilities of all that much, or at least certainly nothing that we've seen. No ability to just automatically dodge and to take no damage and things like that, which is a good thing on our part. Makes them a lot easier to kill, and we have literally just swarmed them and managing to pretty much wipe the floor with them. There's no real risk here or anything like that at all. I think it's safe to say that we've won this fight with a good bit, and hopefully we should be able to get a decent bit of money from this and see how it actually goes in terms of what this has earned us. I mean, even if it hasn't earned us more than, you know, what we need to be able to fund this force, at the very least, you know, it has gotten us a fair decent bit of experience. Did also manage to get us a couple of actual prisoners as well. So here you can see this is what our army is currently looking like. So it is a pretty experienced army for 78 guys out of 96. So there is quite a few more guys that we can still get. I'm getting another 18 or so, although the actual ghosts, banshees and wraiths, they are probably my favourite forces for these guys, although the skeleton, you know, forces not terrible or anything like that, though they aren't the worst in the world. And so we are, you know, getting a pretty experienced force. I mean, it's not as experienced as the force that we do actually have in our castle itself, but the 50-60 guys or so that are defending the castle are quite important. They're the ones that are going to pretty much be keeping us alive and keeping us as a force to be not quite reckoned with, but a force that is at the very least is not going anywhere. And so here, obviously I mentioned earlier on that we do have quite a fair bit of money saved up. So what I've managed to do is, dodging through the Kislev and Empire land, we've actually been able to go up to the cities of the Chaos Wastes, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to establish ourselves as merchants up there. This place, as you can see, it's getting us 1600 gold every single week, obviously assuming that it does stay the same, which I very much doubt that it will. But, you know, within a couple of months that will be in effect making us complete pure profit, which is definitely something that we want. We have enough to be able to go to both of the, well, 2 of the 3 cities that they actually have. So not all of them, but regardless, you know, we will actually be able to get a fair bit of money from these. This one, obviously, we aren't able to buy 2 of the most expensive ones, but we can still do this one, which is another 15,000 or so every single week. So, you know, after 4 weeks, I do believe both of those will have pretty much paid for themselves, which is a very good situation to be in. And so in a month's time that will be making us complete pure profit. As we are managing to again dodge all the way back, unfortunately we are not able to quite escape this count. We will need to fight him. We luckily double him. You will notice that my forces is in the 80s. I did actually leave with it being in the 60s, so we have actually had a couple of fights on the way up and managed to lose a few guys, but for the most part that we still have a very decent sized army that we are leading to be able to hopefully actually use this to some effect. And so here you can see this is roughly what our force looks like. It's definitely a respectable force. We're going to send it all actually forward a little bit, and then you know, we're just going to have the archers in the front for the minute. Basically they're going to be using that as a chance to basically attack any guys that actually come our way, and then what we'll do is we will pull them back, move the actual infantry forward, and then we will be able to attack these guys with relative ease. You can see there our actual guys are basically hiding in the middle, so it is going to be the infantry that are going to take the brunt of the force, and then there we go, the archers pull back just in time to hopefully be able to send off another couple of shots and give our actual infantry enough time to be able to form some ranks to prevent some of the guys actually getting through, clogging down their cavalry, which is the ideal situation. And same as before, we are going to move into their infantry and basically be able to attack them to neutralize them while the actual force itself removes the cavalry. Although these ones, one thing I will note is that all of their infantry is actually ranged, so archers and musketeers, which is quite a good thing that we have managed to be able to attack them, as our guys could see a little bit of an issue trying to, you know, kill the cavalry while all bulking together in a very easy to hit sort of formation. And so we are going to have to remove as many of these, if not all of them, as possible, and then we will be in a decent position to finally be able to hopefully turn back around if they haven't destroyed the cavalry yet, which I believe the infantry has actually removed all of the cavalry, or well, if not all there, certainly most of it. So you know, should be in a decent position. We've managed to take down all of the musketeers or firearm guys, and so there we go, we've managed to mop up all of the infantry. We're now going to have to wade in with our guys to be able to try and take down the last couple of cavalry guys on big polar bears. And like I said, obviously the actual Kislev based very much on sort of northern sort of influences and things like that, if my memory does serve me from the time that I have seen a sort of army book. Although I say army book, it was only around about 20 pages or so long in the White Dwarf. Actually, it was a thing in the White Dwarf magazine back when it wasn't just a showcase of look at buying all the models. And so here we are going to try and take these guys down. Unfortunately, they are staying incredibly mobile, so this fight, you know, of actually taking these guys down does take a fair bit of while. We're going to skip forward to, there we go, being able to take down the last one. We pretty much spent a good 2 or 3 minutes circling around each other and steadily picking away, and we've managed to wipe them out, although they have taken a fair chunk of our guys out as well. And so we finally managed to get back to our actual castle. We're going to just change some stuff up with the actual guys and be able to, you know, bring them to basically improve the forces. Now we're changing it 1 for 1, but basically we took out all of obviously the marksmen, put in sharpshooters, put in the Grim Reapers, take out wraiths, and that was steadily, you know, improving the quality of the guys, so that if they were to attack, hopefully we should be able to hold our own. Fingers crossed, at least. Obviously we'll improve our forces as well while we are here. So that is pretty much where, you know, we're going to leave it. We're going to have a couple more fights, you know, improve this force, maybe expand it a little bit and everything like that as well. And so here, as you can see, our lands are now in a better place. We're going to potentially double our income as well in the coming weeks as well, so we're going to have a decent bit of money coming in to be able to support again an even larger force, as we want to have at least sort of 150 men defending our castle. And so here we are going to just move in and be able to help out these Sylvanians. Obviously the Sylvania are people who are very friendly to us, and so we are basically going to want to be working as basically an ally state to them. If we do see any of their people we will under attack, we will move in to actually help them. And so these guys, we're going to basically come in and basically wipe out these guys pretty easily. There are witch hunters, by the looks of things, that are deciding that they are going to try and attack Sylvania and remove the influence of the vampires. This is obviously not something that we are going to be able to allow, and we pretty much, well, we slice through these guys all by ourselves. Nice little bit of practice and way to improve our experience a little bit. As you can see there, these guys worth, well, 200, that one 186, so they are worth a fair bit of money to us. So I'm going to leave it there for today, so thank you very much for watching. Obviously do be sure to subscribe for future videos, don't want you obviously to miss out, and I'll see you next time here at EGN.